So the last topic was for loop, that we discussed the program regarding the for loop. Okay, now the next topic is nested for loop. Okay, nested for loop, or we can say inner for loop. Inner for loop. Okay, now what is the meaning of the nested or inner? The meaning of the both are same. Okay, for example, just take a simple example. I put this for, and inside for again I put one for loop. This concept is called nested for loop. For inside for. Okay, for inside for means there is one for loop and I am putting one more for loop inside this for loop. This concept is called nested for loop or inner for loop. You can say it inner for loop or you can say it nested for loop. Now understand what is the use of this for loop. Now observe this scenario. I am discussing the same thing into the layman terms, so to keep remember this kind of example is very easy, and you will never forget about what are the advantages of all kind of this stuff. Now understand the concept. Why we go with this for loop? Just imagine it. You are standing over here. You are standing over here, and you have to reach over here. Okay, and before reach over here, that you have to take some steps. Okay, you have to take some steps. Now this is the concept of the single for loop. This is the concept of the single for loop. Here, let's suppose you have to do something. Here, the same task that you have to do something. Here, the same task. Here, you have to perform the same task. Now, this kind of situation can easily handle with the for loop. Very easy. What you will do? You will start over here. You stand over here, and you will start. You will set initialization over here. Let's suppose I is equal to 0. You are standing over 0 location. On one location that you have to perform this task. On another location the same that you have to perform the same task. On other location that you have to perform the same task. On the another location that you have to perform the same task. So this kind of scenario can easily handle with the help of the for loop. Okay. Now the question is, why need of the nested for loop? Why we need of the nested for loop? For the nested for loop, understand this concept. Okay. Now I am rubbing it. The same scenario, I am standing over here and I have to reach over here, and in between that I have to take these steps. Okay, in between that I have to take these steps. Now when I take this step, the step number 1, then what I have to do? I have to do furthermore 3 steps. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's suppose we have performed these 4 steps. Okay, 4 steps. Now okay, I am taking it as a 3 steps. Okay, 4 make some the tongue twist. So what I have to do, when I take this first step, first step, then again I have to take 3 steps. Okay, 3 tasks that I have to perform. Just imagine it, you are taking 1 step, and again on the, let's suppose you are standing over here, you take the 1 step. On 1 step that you have to again take the 3 step on this side. Okay, you have to take the 3 steps on this side. Again this task is over. This task is over, that you have done 3 steps on the horizontal way. Again you have to take one more step, that is the vertical. Okay, and again on this step again you have to take the 3 steps. Okay, horizontally, that you have to take this 3 steps. Again this task is over. Then you move to the next step. Okay, do you move to the next step? Again you have to take the 3 steps over here on the horizontal way. Then okay, this step is over. Then you move to the last step and you perform again 3 steps over here. So this is the concept. This is done by your outer loop. Okay, your outer loop, and this type of things can be handled by your inner loop. In this context that you require the inner for loop to do the such kind of requirement, to fulfill the such type of requirement. Okay, so this concept is called nested for loop. Inside for that I am implementing one more for loop. Okay, so I am standing over here, I took the first step, and when I took this first step, again I take 3 steps. Okay, these 3 steps are done by the nested for loop. Again I took one more step. Again inside this there are 3 more steps. Then I have to take the help of this for loop. Again when I take this step, again I have to take 3 steps. Again this kind of things can be done by the inner for loop. Again I have to take one more step. Okay, and again I have to take 3 more steps. Okay, the same 3 more steps. Then this can be done by the inner for loop. Now these steps, the outer steps will be done by this for loop. Okay, and these are the inner steps. That would be done by this for loop. Now I think the picture is little bit clear. What is the requirement of this nested for loop. Now understand one simple use case how we will use this, the nested for loop, because this is very, little diplomatic. Not, we cannot say it's complex, it's a little diplomatic. Okay, so for the same what I am doing now, observe this scenario. Let's suppose for I in range of let's suppose range of 5. Okay, so now when I print this I, what output I will get? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I will get this output. But my requirement is when I took a 0 step, okay, when I took this step, then I have to take again 5 steps. 1, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, when these steps are finished, then I will took the second step. Again into the second step, that I have to take 0, 1, 2, 3, okay, 4. Then again I have to take these 5 steps. When these inner steps are complete, then I will move to the next step. Again I have to take okay, again I have to take these, these 5 steps. Again, when this task is complete, again I will move to the next step. Again I will take the further 5 steps. When this task is again complete, then I will move to the next step, and again I will take the further steps. Now these steps, these are the outer steps. Okay, these are the outer steps that will be performed by the outer loop. Okay, these are the outer steps that would be performed by the outer loop, and these are the inner steps. Okay, these are the inner steps that would be performed by inner for loop. Okay, this would be performed by the inner for. This is my requirement. My requirement is when I took 0 number step, that's mean 1 number step. Okay, again I have to take these 5 steps. Okay, when these tasks are completed, that's mean the 0th stage, is cleared. Okay, now I will move to the first stage. Okay, the first stage, again I have to do the same thing, that I have to perform these 5 steps over here. Okay, so when these are completed, then I will move to the next stage, that's stage number 2. Again I have to perform some task over here. Now this is the step, this is the basic fundamental to understanding nested for loop. These outer steps is considered with the help of the outer for loop, and these inner step that would be considered with the inner for loop. Okay, or you can say to the nested for loop. Now understand the scenario, how we can perform this. Yeah, sure. This yes, exactly same. Yes, you can use something like this. Okay, but if I want to start from 1, then you have to use but. Okay. Now understand this. Now how we can achieve this thing? But we understand now how we can achieve this thing. Now for achieving this thing, what we have to do? We have to take this for loop for I in, okay, range of 5. What is the meaning of this? That it is my outer loop. Okay, it is my outer loop. Now I put colon. Okay, I want inner loop inside this. Then again the tab indented. Okay, for okay, j. Now this loop is j in range of, again I am putting 5. Okay, now what I am printing, print of I and j. Now understand this scenario, what is happening over here. Now this is the first loop. Now you can consider something like this, loop inside loop. Okay, loop inside loop. This is the one loop, and inside there is loop. Okay, this is the one loop, inside there is loop. Okay, this is one loop, inside there is another loop. This you can understand. If you have some difficulty to understand the previous concept, then you can imagine this thing like this. This is the outer loop, inside there is loop. Okay, loop inside loop. Okay, so understand this concept. The starting value of I is 0. Okay, I is 0. Now what I did, I say when I is 0, this loop will be executed. This loop will be executed. And what this loop will do, it will run from 0 to 4 basically. Okay, 5 steps. Now what I am doing, I am printing I and j for this time. When I is 0, now j loop will execute. Okay, if I leave this line, now if I print this line only, I print the value of j only, but output I will get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Okay, I will get this output. Now what I did, I say when I is 0, then you have to perform something like this. Okay, when I 1, then you have to perform same something like this. When I 2, you have to perform same something like this. Okay, I am doing this. So for the same, now understand the scenario. For the same, now for I in range of 5, then starting value I becomes 0. Now when 0, it enter inside this loop. It enters into this loop. Now here this j loop will execute 0 to 4 times. Okay, and what I am doing, I am printing I and j. I value 0, j value 0. Okay, now I value 0, j value 1. I value 0, j value 2. I value 0, this represent I value, this represent j value. I value 0, then j value 2. Okay, I value 0, this 0, this. Okay, now this loop is completed. Now the role of this is completed for I0. Okay, now I value become 1. Again this step will execute. For how many time? It will execute 1 0, 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 1 4. Now the task is over. Now this loop is over. Okay, now I value become 2. Okay, now I and j. Okay, I value become 2, 2 0, j value again same, 0 to 5, 2 1, 2 2, 2 3, 2 4. Okay, now this process is complete. Now I value become 3. Okay, 3. Now I and j, 3 0, 3 1, 3 2, 3 3, 3 4. Okay, then I value become 4. Okay, I and j, now 4 0, 4 1, 4 2, 4 3, 4 4. Now this is completed. This outer loop is completed. Now it will never implement this one. So starting I0, I perform j for 4 times. Okay, sorry, 5 times from 0 to 4. Again I value 1 incremented. Again I caught this thing into a loop, and this loop says I will execute from 0 to 4. Again this loop will execute from 0 to 4. Again this loop will execute from 0 to 4 for 3 value. For 4 value, again it will execute from 0 to 4. So this is the concept of the inner for loop. If I show you the example, live example, a practical implementation for the same, now understand the practical implementation, the picture would be more clear. So for the same, what happened? Okay, understand it. For I in range of 5, okay, for j in range of again 5, okay, colon print of I comma j. Now observe this scenario. Okay, now you can check out the output. Now check the output. 0 0, 0 1, 0 2, 0 3, 0 4. Okay, now task completed, inner loop completed for I 0 step. Then I step increases 1. So 1 0, 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 1 4. Okay, now the task completed for 1 iteration. When I value 1, the task is completed. Then I value become 2. Again the j task started and completed. I value become 3, j task again started and completed. I value 4, j task started and completed. So this is the concept of the inner for loop. Okay, this is the concept of the inner for loop. Now I am making some twist inside this. I am making some twist inside this. Now what I want, I want my inner loop should be controlled by my outer loop. Okay, my inner loop should be controlled by my outer loop. What I am saying? I am saying if I value 0, here should be 0. Okay, if I value 1, here should be 1. Okay, if I value 2, here should be 2. That's mean what exactly my mean? Okay, if I say I is 0, what I am saying? I am saying j should be again 0. Okay, if I is 1, that's mean j should be 1. 1 mean it will run for 0 and it will run for 1. Okay, no, sorry, it will run for 0 only. Okay, if I value 2, then j value 2. J will run for 2 times, 0 and 1. Okay, now what I want, I is equal to 3 and I want j is equal to 3 at the same time. Okay, now what will happen? It will execute 0, 1 and 2. Okay, I4 this time j is equal to 4 and it will execute 0, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so this is the way, this is my concept for this time. I want my outer loop, this I is my outer loop, this j is my inner loop. What I want my outer loop should control my inner loop, or what I can say, my inner loop should controlled by my outer loop. Okay, how many steps it's taking? Let's suppose it's taking 0 step, the internal would be 0. That's mean it would nothing happen. Here would be nothing happen. Okay, if I 1, then it will run for 0th step. If I 2, then it will run for 0 and 1 step. That's mean it will take 2 steps. Okay, if I am 3, if outer loop is 3, then that's mean inner loop should be 1, 2 and 0, 1, 2. That's mean it will take 3 steps. Okay, if I am 4, then inner loop should be 0, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, I want this. If I represent the the tree structure for the same. Okay, when I value 0, that's mean j will not happen. Because why not happen? Now let me clear this point over here. If I do this, okay, if I do this, now what will happen? It won't happen anything on the screen. Let me show you. Okay, if I do this, for I in range of 0, okay, and print of I. Now what will happen? It happen nothing on the screen. Why so? Because this step is always n minus 1. So minimum value there should be 1. If minimum value is 1, then it will execute only for 0. Now observe the output. It will execute only for the 0. Okay. If I say I value 2, so how many times it will execute? It will execute 2 times. Okay, for 0 and 1. Okay, now I am saying this is 3. So how many times it will execute? 0, 1, 2. Okay, now I am saying it would 4. Now how many times it will execute? It will execute for 0, 1, 2, 3. So this value, what I want this value should be controlled by my outer loop. So for the same, now first understand the tree structure. When I is equal to 0, that's mean it would not be happen. J would not be happen. This is the J loop. Okay, this is the J loop. Now I move to the next step. I becomes 1. Now J value would happen only once for 0. Okay, now it will move to the 1 step. Now it will I become 2. Now it will happen only for 0 and 1. Now it will move to the next step. I become 3. Now it would happen for 0, 1, 2. Okay, now it will become I is equal to 4. Now it will become 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3. Now how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Okay, so this is the way. Now what exactly happening over here? Now you can clearly observe, when I value 0, here the value is 1 time. Okay, when I value 2, this execute 2 times. When I value 3, this execute 3 times. When I value 4, this execute for 4 times. So for this is my requirement. How I can achieve this requirement? But one thing I want to say, my another requirement is I want when I is equal to 0, okay, when I is equal to 0, when I is equal to 0, there should be j should be 0, okay, j should be 0, okay. Now when I is equal to 1, there j should be 0 and 1. When I would be 2, there should be 0, 1 and 2. When I is 3, okay, there should be 0, 1, 2, 3, okay, and so on. I is 4, there should be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I want this, what I have to do? Now first observe this scenario, then we will do this scenario. Okay, now for this, what should I have to do? What should I have to do? Very simple. For this concept, what I have to do, I am rubbing it. I am saying from very starting point, my inner loop controlled by my outer loop. Okay, same thing I am implementing over here. For I in range of 5. Okay, I in range of 5. For j in range of, now anyone can guess? Anyone can guess what would be here? What would be here? Anyone can guess what would be here? Anyone, any of you, if you want to give the answer, what value should I have to place over here? My outer loop controlled by my inner loop. No. Anyone else? Anyone else? No. Here what value should be? Here the value should be I. Now observe this scenario. I starting value 0. I starting value 0. Here I becomes 0. When I become 0, it won't execute. It won't execute. Okay, I show you why it's not executing. Now I value become 1. I value become 1. Here what value now? 1. So what is the value of j? 0. Okay, I value become 2. Here I value become 2. Now j value would be 0 and 1. Okay, I value become 3. J value become 0, 1, 2. I value become 4. J value will become 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is the way. This is the way. Now if I want to achieve this, I want to say if I 0, that j should be 0. If I 1, then j should be 0 and 1. If I 2, j should be 0, 1, 2. I 3, j should be 0, 1, 2, 3. Then what I have to do over here? Here a minor change. Can anybody tell me what should I have to do? Anyone? Here minor change. Only minor change. Anyone? No? Okay, I'll tell you. What I have to do over here? I plus 1. That's it. That's it. Now what will happen? Let's suppose I value 0. Here 0 plus 1. What exactly become over here? 1. 1 mean it will run for 0. Here I value become 1. I value become 1. Now here 1 plus 1 2. Okay. Now it will happen for 0 and 1, because always n minus 1. Okay. Sorry, for 1. It will happen for 0 and 1. Okay. When I value 2, okay, it will become 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1, 3. So 3 means 0, 1 and 2. Okay. So here 2. Okay. When I will become 4, it will happen for 0, 1. Sorry, I am repeating this step. Sorry, I am repeating this step. It might be little confusing. Don't worry about it. Okay, now understand this case. I become 0. Okay, here 0. What I did? That's mean I need a value for 0. That's mean this loop should be minimum run like this. For I in range of 1. Minimum 1 should be there. Okay, print of I. Now what I value is 0. What should I have to do? Become over here 1. 0 plus 1. 0 plus 1 mean 1. So it will execute for 0. It will execute for 0. Now I value will become 1. When I value become, then what happen inside this? 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 mean 2. 2 means now it will execute for 0 and 1. Okay, now I value become 2. I value become 2. Here what is happening? 2 plus 1, 3. 3 means 0, 1, 2. Okay, now I value become 3. I value become 3. Now what is happening over here? 3 plus 1. That's mean 4. 4 mean 0, 1, 2, 3. Now I think the picture is clear. Any question till now? Any question till now? Okay, perfect. Now time for the practical for the same. Now I will show you both of the cases. Let me close it and opening it again. Okay, now check it out. For the first case, for I in range of 5. Okay, now print of, sorry, again I am using j, for j in range of I. Okay, the range of I. Now print of I comma j. Now observe first case. Observe first case. Okay, now the first case was this one. Now I am getting output at 0 time. It won't be happen. It won't be happen for 0, 0. As you can see, observe carefully. Okay, so for 1 it happen only for 0. Okay, for 2 it happen only for 0 and 1. For 3 it happen for 3 it happens for 0, 1 and 2. For 4 it happen for 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I am achieving the second scenario. For the second scenario, what I am doing? I am simply sorry, 0, 0 missing. I already told you, because here is the 0. Here is now 0 because I have not implement I plus 1 till now. Here the 0. The 0 mean, what 0 mean? Nothing step. When I value becomes 0, I value becomes 0, here becomes 0. Okay, 0 mean nothing. There should be minimum 1 value for 1 iteration. If here is value is 1, then it will implement for 0. For achieving that, what I am doing? I am doing I plus 1. Okay, now you can check the output. Now you can check the output. In this case, what output we are achieving? Now observe this scenario. Now we are getting this output. Now you are getting 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 0, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 0, 3, 3 and 4, 0, 4, 1, 4, 4 and so on. Now I think the picture is clear, because why 0 is not happening. Okay, if I perform this, for I in range of 0, now what make it sense? Nothing. I am saying 0 iteration. Okay, 0 mean nothing. 0 mean nothing. So it say okay, nothing. Minimum there should be 1 for 0th iteration. Always, as we know, always n minus 1. As we know over here, always n minus 1. The meaning of 1 is it will execute for 0 only, because I value 0. If here is 5, then I value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and that's it. Okay, if here is 6, then I value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If here is 7, as we know, 0 to 6 and so on. So I am saying for I is equal to 0. So what is the main, but it makes sense? It makes nothing. Okay, the sense is nothing over here. Now what should minimum I have to do for 1 iteration? For 1 iteration that you have to plus 1. That's it. Very simple. Now you can observe this scenario. 0 plus 1, 1 and 1 mean it will iterate for 0. When I add this, okay, when I add this, now I value become 1 and I am adding 1 more into that I value. Now it will execute for 0 and 1. Now I value become 2. Now I am adding 1 more inside this. Now you can observe it 0, 1, 2. So this is the way. This is the way. Anyone having doubt? So please do let me know. हाँ जी प्लीज. Okay, so I am proceeding to the next, and I am solving a very simple problem, and after that I am giving you the assignments for the same. Okay, so my requirement is I have to generate this pattern. Okay, there would not please anyone having problem, please. Mohammed sir, do you have any question? Okay, perfect. Please mute yourself. Okay, so my question is that I have to perform this one. Okay, now let me explain why we are solving this type of problems. Okay, when you print this pattern, these are the spaces. Spaces won't be appear on there. Okay, and these boxes will not appear. This is just to understand the concept. Okay, to understand this concept clarity, to make more sense, then what I do, I convert it into the grid. Okay, so when you will get this output, the output would be something like this. So don't get confused. There would you get something, the box is something like this. Okay, the output would be something like this. Okay, output would be something like this. You will get this output, okay, right angle triangle of the stars. Okay, if you want to show me now, I think the output is clear. But exactly output came on the screen. The output would be okay, perfect, that's great. Now this type of problem, now question is, sir, why we solve this type of problems? This is zero, nothing. The role of this problem is nothing. When you sit into the production, your client will never say print something like this. Keep this point into the mind. Then why we are solving this type of problems when these are the useless? No, these are very useful problems. Now where we will use this type of problems? Okay, where we will use the logic of this type problems. Okay, now understand this scenario where we will use. Now just imagine it, you are getting the data from files. Okay, from files, let's suppose 101 RAM, okay, 80.5. This is the one record, and the next record is this one 102. He says I am male. Okay, or let's suppose he says I am Ravi Kant. Okay, and he also said that I want to give my gender, that is the male. Okay, and this one to say I got 8.6 marks and I belongs to the Chandigarh. Okay, now imagine it, you are getting this type of data. Now your client is saying you represent this data into the rows and columns. Then what output you will get exactly? 101 R 80.5. okay, 102 Ravikant, okay, male, 80.6 and CHD. Now when you have to represent data into the rows and column, then we need this type of logics. Otherwise inside production, no one say you print this pattern on the screen, but this logic, which logic we will use, that exactly use inside this. 90% this logic would be used over here to represent data something like this. Let's suppose you are getting the data from the RDBMS, okay, something like this for the MySQL. Okay, and your client say, okay, represent this data on the console screen into the rows and column format. Then you have to use this logic. Now I think the picture is clear why we are solving such kind of problems. But keep this point into the mind. In production, okay, might be inside interview room. The client, your interviewer says, okay, print this pattern, okay, print this pattern, something like this. He can ask you for this. Okay, but real time, I am telling you the real time use case why these questions are asked into the interview rooms for this type of things, because this type of things improve your logical building. Okay, these are most helpful programs when you are solving any kind of problem. If you solve all this assignment, whatever I show you into the last video, the almost the assignment are based on this pattern. So now observe this scenario and understand this case. So whenever you got this type of problem, always convert into the rows and column. Okay, this is the first guru mantra to understand to solve these kind of problems. So here the blank spaces mean these are the spaces, okay. And now observe carefully, if these are the rows, and these are the column. We very much familiar with this, rows and columns, okay, the rows and column. Now if I clearly observe 0 0, okay, I am getting this x's and y's, 0 0. That's mean, just imagine it, this is the I value, okay, this is the j value, okay. The first star is printed on 0 0, okay, perfect sir, very good. And second one is printed on 1 0, okay, 1 1, sir, very good. And the second star is printing on 2 0, 2 1, 2 2, sir, perfect. Third star is printing on 3 0, 3 1, 3 2, okay, and 3 3, sir, very good. Fourth star is printed on 4 0, 4 1, 4 2, 4 3, 4 4. Now you can check it out, the output. I think these values we already seen. I think these value we already seen. Have you ever seen these values? Sorry? Yeah, few seconds ago we seen this value. Yes, we seen these values, sir. Perfect. Our 50% work has been done, sir. Our 50% work has been done. We achieve 50% work. Now how we can achieve the 100%? Observe this scenario. Here what I am printing, I am printing I and j, but what I have to print? I have to print these stars. How many stars are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. That we have print 15 stars, okay. How many values are these? These are the 15 values. Sir, it's mean here where we are printing this I and j value, here we are printing I and j value. What we have to print? Sir, perfectly we have to print this star. Sir, I think done. Okay, no, still we didn't get our perfect requirement. Our requirement is something else, but we achieve all stars, all 15 stars, but the pattern is not exactly same which I am looking for. So for getting this pattern, what I can do? Now understand one new thing. Earlier someone asked me this question. Okay, so now observe this scenario. If I say print, okay, if I say print hello, okay, print hello. So rather than to implement over here, this thing would be more clear if I run over here. Okay, so I'm running over here. So now understand it. I am writing print hello, okay, perfect. Print again Ravi, okay, Ravi. Now understand this. If I run this, what will happen? Okay, now if I run this, save as test2.py, okay. So if I am run, now can anybody tell me what output I will get? Anyone please? Okay, hello Ravi, definitely I will achieve it, but in what pattern that I will receive it? Okay, perfectly same. But I want this Ravi with this hello. Okay, now understand it. If I write this and is equal to this one, Okay, or and is equal to this one. Both are same. Now what is the meaning of this? By default, when I use this and, okay, if I used or not used, okay, if I used or not used, by default here value is /n. The meaning of this /n is when this line is printing, okay, it will run this /n mean into the next line. Okay, but I want to stop this /n. For stopping this /n, what I am doing, I am just writing like this empty string. Okay, I am just writing this empty string. Okay, now if I run this, now explicitly I stop this /n. Okay, now I don't want /n. What I want, after completion of this line, the control should never be traveled to the next line. That's my requirement. But what I want the control, after printing this hello, the cursor should be blink over here. Earlier what happened, if I don't use this end, what is happening, after printing this hello, now the cursor is moved to the next line. Cursor is blinking over here. But I want to stop after printing this line, the cursor should be print over here. Okay, so for the same, now I use this end. Okay, now if I implement this, now you can check the output, what output I will get. Okay, now you can observe hello Ravi. Okay, but I want space. So for the same, that what I have to do, I have to pass over here space. Perfect. I have to pass over here space. Now you can check it out. The output is into the exact manner for which you are looking for. Okay, now can anybody tell me, if I do over here print, how do you do, and on which line it will appear? Okay, on which line it will appear? Can anyone tell me? Mohammed sir, you are not responding today. Can you tell me on which line this will appear? Yeah, perfect, very good. Now you will get this, but you want to stop it. What exactly you have to use? You have to use over here and is equal to space. Now what output I will get? I will get this data into a single line perfectly. Now apart from this space that I want to use @sign, no problem at all. What you can do, you can simply, now you can observe where the space, now it is getting the @sign. Sir, I don't want @sign. I want this hash. No problem. So what you can pass? You have to pass this hash sign over here. Now you can observe. Okay. So I think this picture is clear. Now move to this. Now, yeah, please. No, it's our requirement, sir. It's our requirement. So in this case, it's required. So which case I am going to discuss. In this case, it's required. That's why I teach you the new concept, that is, you can stop the explicitly /n. By default, you pass this or not. If you remove this, this is basically called keyword arguments. Okay, in later videos, in later classes, we will understand what exactly the keyword arguments. This is the basically keyword argument. Okay, and with the default value. The default value is this one. By default value is this one. Okay, but I want to change this value explicitly, that you have to use this parameter over here. Now I think the picture is clear. Yes, that's not a problem, because here our requirement is this one. Here our requirement is this one. Our requirement is something like this. According to my requirement, that I have to play with these kind of things. Okay, now you guys can tell me. The code is exactly same. Now you guys can tell me where I have to implement this. Where I have to implement this? Where I have to implement this? Here. If I use this now. Okay, can you tell me? It would be the perfect output. Please, can you tell me? Okay, now observe this scenario. Okay, sorry, I did syntax mistake. So for the same, remove it. So what it's saying, that's why I avoid this ideally. Okay, now understand it. Okay, perfect. Now can I get my output? Still no. Still no. I didn't get my output. Now what exactly happening? By default it is printing into these lines. Okay, by default it is printing into these lines, but now it is printing into a horizontal pattern. So my requirement is something else, sir. So still I didn't get my... No need. Now observe this scenario. Observe this scenario. Go through this picture, then picture would be more clear. Okay. So if I carefully observe it, what exactly happening and what I am getting. Now observe this scenario. These two outputs are in front of you. This is our, this is our 90% output. Okay, more than 90% output, and this is our 100% output. So if you clearly observe what is happening, now you guys will tell me what exactly happening over here. Okay, now printing. Yeah, please. Oh, no, that is not a perfect logic. Okay, now observe this. One time print, then control is moving to the next line. Okay, after printing this one line, control is moving to the next line, and consecutively it's print 2 stars. After that, after printing of this, now printing task is performed by this loop. Okay, when this loop is finished, observe carefully. When this loop is finished, now what is happening? The control is moving to the next line. Okay, perfect. Now after printing 2 star, now it is printing 3 stars. And control is moving to the next line because this loop has been finished. Now it is again printing 4 star. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, perfect. Now after printing this 4 star, that's mean printing task is taken care by this loop. And after printing this star, the next star are printing to the next line. So this is the way. Now can you tell me what I have to do into this case? Okay, I am giving you one hint. I have to use this print. Empty print mean /n. Okay, empty print mean that's I am implementing /n. /n mean the next line. So I give you the hint, but can you tell me where should I place this print? Any one of you. And I give you the whole hint. After finishing of this loop, the control is moving to the next line. For moving to the next line, earlier I stopped these things with the end parameter, but now I want to print /n. /n mean the next line. For the printing the /n line, so I have to use this empty print statement. And can you tell me where I have to print this statement? That's it. This is the only statement that you guys have to fit. And where should I fit? That's your question. Now take your 2 minutes or 1 minute. I will give you the 1 minute. Okay. Think carefully and revert me back. Okay, revert me back. I'm waiting for you. And your time starts now. Where should I put this print? Okay, your time starts now. Tick tick, tick tick, tick tick, tick tick, tick tick, and so on. Haji, please. Here. Okay. Okay, understand this. Now, where I have to print? Now observe carefully. The role of this loop is ended over here. Okay. Now where I have to print this? Print of this. That's it. In opposite of this, because this loop is doing his task. When this loop is finished, here I am stopping it. Here I am saying you have to do how many times you will run. It say I will run 2 times. Okay, if you are running 2 times, you have to print consecutive this. But when you roll, your life is complete, your lifespan is complete, then run this statement. Okay, because this is the opposite to this. Okay, run this statement. Okay, now when this statement will run, the control is travel to the next line, and again the I value will be changed. I value will change to 2, and again it will execute. Again it will execute. It will execute now this time. Again it will run for 3 times. It will print 3 stars. After completion of this task, again this would be happen. The meaning of this is, earlier the cursor is blinking over here. Now when this line is implemented, the cursor is moved to this. Again it print these stars, and so on and so on. Now you can observe the output. You can observe output carefully. Now perfect. You are getting the same output into exact manner for which you are looking for. Now this is the exact output. Okay, if you want to little space in between, for the same what you can do, you can simply pass over here space. Okay, now you can check it out. Here the space is generated. Okay, you want add the rate sign between these spaces. Okay, so for the same what you can do, you have to just simply pass add the rate sign. Okay, now you can check it out. You can check it out where space you are getting the add the rate sign. Okay, you want something else, no problem at all. You can pass over here this modular sign. Okay, exactly same. So you don't want anything, just empty this and do this. Now you can check it out. This is the code for this. Picture cleared or not? Yeah, it takes some time to understand these things in grade. Unless you won't make 5 to 10 programs something like this, your picture would not be clear. So you have to try for this, because this is little diplomatic way. Because 90% programmers who start their journey, and they get afraid on this point of time. If you clearly observe this thing, the future will be very bright. So it's okay. Output would be same. Okay, now but for this, now understand it. If I don't use it, now what exactly happening? Okay, now understand it. Output would be same, but you can observe it. The length is little less. Okay, here on the first iteration it do nothing. Here it do only 1. Here 2. Here 3. Here 4. Okay. The output is same. There is no difference between output, but according to this pattern, because we have to print the star on 0 0 location, that's why I understand. I clear this concept how we can achieve the 0 0 pattern. Okay, because it make more sense. If I start from 1 over here, okay, if I start from 1 here over here, then you might have the question, sir, why we start from 1 over here? Why not with the 0? Okay, so that's why if I took this pattern, so its mean is that on 0th there is nothing. Okay, it doesn't print anything. He start printing task from 1 0. This is the only difference, nothing else. This is the only difference, because 0 0 mean doesn't make any sense. If I say over here 0, it means it will not execute. It will not execute. So anyone having any doubt, please do let me know. Same thing you can print with 1 line of code. That code I will teach you later. But this point of time, you have to do the practice with 2 loops. Okay, you have to do the practice with 2 loops. Same thing can be achieved with single line of code. Okay, now time for assignments. Understand the assignment that you have to perform, and it will definitely, where are assignments? Oh, yeah. time for assignments. So these are the assignment. Okay, the pattern number 1 that you have to print into this direction, exactly reverse. Earlier we print something like this. Okay, we print something. Now this time we have to do the reverse loop, a single line of change into the entire code. Okay, you have to print this. After that you have to print this, the triangle, and this time this would take 3 loops. Okay, this would take 3 loops. So I am giving you the hint for the same. If you clearly observe this pattern, okay, if you clearly observe this pattern, now what picture came into the mind? Now I am showing you. Okay, what picture came into the mind? This is the pattern for the same, and again carefully observe the one loop for the rows, which iteration for the rows. Okay, and the second loop will be taken care about these spaces, will taken care about these spaces. Here you can observe it on the first case that you are getting, you know, the 1 2 3 4 spaces, then you are getting 3 spaces, then you are getting 2 spaces, then you are getting 1 space. Okay, and one loop, the I loop. Okay, this is the I loop which will, you know, iterate you through the rows, and the J loop. Okay, or you can take S loop, the spaces loop, that will taken care all about these spaces. Okay, and the third one is the printing loop, for take J as a printing loop. So this is the combination of 3 loops. Okay, this program can be achieved with 3 loops. This program can be achieved with 2 loops. This program can be achieved with 1 loop. Try for 3 loop first, because we have to understand the concept of the looping. Try to achieve this program with 3 loops. If you done with the 3 loops, if you acquire the same output, okay, then try for 2 loop. Okay, if you done so, if you done with 2 loop, then same thing you have to try with 1 loop. So I will suggest you first try with the 3 loops, because we are on the, you know, learning stage, and it would be more, you know, give you the more clarity about the inner for loop concept. Here you will use one inner loop. Okay, then you have to use another inner loop, again you have to use third inner loop. Okay, this is done with 3 loops. With 2 loops, that only this pattern. Okay, 2 full loops, and for 1 loop there is only 1 pattern, but you have to try for this. Okay, now the assignment number 3, the next assignment. Okay, the third assignment is you have to print this pattern. When you generate this pattern, there is only one line, one character difference. There is only one character difference, only single character difference, and you will get this pattern. Okay, if you done this, then you have to print the reverse. Okay, reverse pattern. Okay, if you done this, then it would be more easy. Okay, rather than to print this start, that you have to print this 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 6 6. Okay, and if you clearly observe it, these are the row value. These are the row value. The row number 1, row number 2, row number 3, row number 4, row number 5, row number 6. Okay, if you done so, now you observe carefully. The next pattern is on the 0th 0. The J value is 0 1, the J value is 0 1 2, the J value is 0 1 2 3, and so on. Okay, so these 2 patterns are important one. If you done these 2 patterns, then automatically all pattern would be done. Okay, so this is very simple. We already discussed the, you know, 90%. You have to just take care about the reverse loop. Here we will get the same pattern with the help of the reverse loop. Here you have to think about the 3 loops. Okay, and this one is the only literally there is only one character difference from this pattern to this pattern. Okay, and this is the reverse one. If you achieve this automatically achieved on the basis of this question. Okay, and this one is again simple. Rather than printing star, then you have to take care about what value that you have to print. You have I loop, you have J loop, okay, you have S loop. Now take care about it, which value that you have to print. Okay, now the next one is write a program to find the prime number between 10 to 100. 10 to 100 mean user will give the lower value 10 and upper value, let's suppose I give the 20. Okay, now in 10 and 20, between 10 and 20, how many prime numbers are there? The prime number are 11, okay, 13, 17 and 19. I will get these. Okay, if I give this 50, then I will get the prime numbers between 10 to 50. Okay, I will get the prime numbers between 10 to 50. So this is the, you know, the question that you have to implement. The logic is same. I am giving you the hint for the same. The logic is same, that we achieve the, you know, the prime number, and this time we have to implement this thing with the help of two loops, because one loop will take care about the your starting value. The starting value is 10, and the ending, and the second loop will be check the value. Okay, check the value whether the given value is prime or not. Okay, let's suppose, for example, one value is 10 and another value is 100. That's mean you have to run a loop that would be run from 10 to 100 in every iteration. In every iteration that you will catch this value. Okay, you will get this 10 and you have to check whether this is the prime number or not. If it is prime number, then you have to print on the screen, otherwise you don't need to do anything. Okay, in the next iteration you will get the 11. Now you have to check this 11 is prime or not. Okay, if it is prime, that you have to print, otherwise do not do anything. Okay, now in the next iteration you will get 12 and you have to perform the same logic, and up to 100 that you have to perform the same logic. So this is the concept, you know, done with two for loops. You have to take the advantage of the two for loops, and the rest of, you know, the logic we know very well. We know very well in great detail what exactly the prime number and how we can achieve the prime number. But this time you have starting value and you have the ending value. So if you done this, okay, then what you have to do? Now you have to print these prime numbers. Okay, these prime number into this pattern or this pattern. The choice is again your, on what pattern that you want to generate. The choice is again your. You can take any of the pattern to generate these type of, you know, the prime number. For example, 11, okay, 11, 11, 13, okay, 11, 13, 17, okay, 11, 13, 17, and the next prime number is 19, something like this. You can generate this pattern. And again, this is the most asked interview question. If I show you the pattern for the same, let me show you. Oh, it's not opening. Okay, so let me show you the pattern. Okay, you are lucky one. I got this example as well. I will be one more assignment. Okay, this is the pattern. Again, you can design this. You can design this 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41 and 42. These are the prime number. You can generate the prime number into this pattern. First, you have to find out all the prime number, and then you have to represent the data into this format. So this is your last assignment. Okay, if you done all these, then you try for this. This is again mostly asked interview question, that is the Pascal triangle. Okay, if you understand this Pascal triangle, let me show you this. Okay, if you understand it, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 1, 4, 6, 4, 1, 1, 5, 11, 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1, okay, 1, 6, 15, 20, 15 and 6, 1. This is the Pascal triangle, that you have to generate the data into this format. Yes, you are supposed to generate the data into this format. So this is the, you know, this is the last assignment. If you done all these assignment, then you are supposed to perform this assignment. But this is little tricky. Okay, so for this for this pattern, this is the exactly pattern that you have to generate. This pattern can be generated with two types. The one is the logical way. Okay, there is very simple code that to generate this pattern. Okay, and another code is your purely mathematics. Okay, purely mathematics. For example, I think you guys all studied into your 10th standard or might be into the 11th standard, the binomial expression. Okay, a plus b, okay, I think a square, okay, plus 2ab plus b square, something like this. You might have understand this concept. Okay, a plus b cube, okay, and so on. Now if you clearly observe it, if I clearly observe it, a plus b is to power 0, then it's mean 1. Okay, a plus b is to power 1. What is the meaning of this? A power 1, b power 1. Okay, if I do this a plus b square, then what is the meaning of this? A square plus 2ab plus b square. Now if you check it out, the coefficient of this, okay, here the coefficient is 1, okay, you are getting the 1. Here again the coefficient are 1 1, you are getting the 1 1. Okay, here the coefficients are 1 2 1, you are getting 1 2 1. Okay, if I do this, then you will get the, you know, something like this, a square or might be a cube, something like this. The formula is something like this. and you will get the coefficient something like this. So you have to perform this formula when you achieve this mathematical, and this formula is achieved by the the factorial and the combination. Okay, you might have studied into your 10th standard how we can find out the factorial, how we can find out the combination, and how we can find out these things. So don't worry about it. If you done this, then very good. Then from my side you will get the 3 stars from my side. But if you don't do it, don't worry about it, don't get demotivated. So I posted the video regarding the same in great detail. I explained each and everything in great detail, the 2 ways, whatever ways we can achieve it, the logical way and the mathematical way. I implement these things. I made the video how we can achieve it with 2 techniques, and the code I use the same, the Python and C++. You can watch my video, but before watching it, just try by your own. If you fail it, okay, no, I don't, now I want the solution for the same, then I will share you the link. In my link there is playlist, the MTA Microsoft certified Python course, and inside my Python course, there inside my this playlist there would be, I think, the video number 22 or 23, I suppose, this video, and you can check it out, that video. If I show you the video for the same, let me show you, so you can take the help from that. So just wait for a second. So in this channel you will get the solution for this. Okay, the playlist, and this one is the playlist, and here you will get this, the video number 22 and 23. I in video 1 I solve this particular problem. Okay, I solve this particular problem with logical way. If you show the code, then this would be the code. Okay, this would be the output. If I show you in next slide, might be the output would be there. Okay, so you can check it out. This one is the output for the same, but here this is the logical way. I use this logic. Okay, so don't worry about it. First you have to solve all these problems. Try to solve all these problems, and then come back to that problem. So I think are you there or somewhere else? Okay. now you have 24 hours. Okay, you have 24 hours, and you have these 8 problems, and you can divide it. So try to solve all these problems. If you have any doubt, please do let me know regarding this. Anyone having any doubt? So iteration mean that iterate anything, process anything. For example, you want to do it, you want to go from this to this. Now what are these? These are the iteration. You are taking the in between steps. These are the iteration. This is the iteration 1. Okay, in general language that we say this is step number 1, but here this is the iteration number 1. This is the iteration number 2. This is the iteration number 3. This is the iteration number 4, 5, 6, and so on. For example, if I do it for I in range of 5, so it's mean I am saying 0 to 4 iteration. That's mean it will execute 0 to 4 times, and in every iteration that you have to perform these tasks. So this basically, technically this concept is called iteration, or you can say these are the steps. Basically, in step number 0 you have to perform this, in step number 1 that you have to perform this. So Mohammed sir, any question from your side? Assignments are very easy. Please, okay, don't get demotivated. I will solve all assignments. If you done, then very good. If you don't done, then again very good. Don't worry about it. I will solve each and every assignment step by step, and I will teach you how we can achieve this. Don't worry about it, because you are all the fresher. That's perfect. That's the spirit. That's the spirits. Yes, great, good. Because this type of assignment you will never get on the YouTube. How many channel you find it out, but these type of assignments are very rare inside Python. People don't do this type of assignments. Okay, but I specifically prefer, you know, to give these assignment to the student, because these assignment make the logical building. Okay, these assignment will help to make the logical building. That is my motto. Because in future, if you do the data analytics from me, my task would be, you know, roughly it become half, because you know the each and every code in great detail. When we will do the file handling, we will do the so many stuff into the file handling, because in future if you want to play with the data, the file handling is the most important concept. So we will handle the file handling in great detail in upcoming days when we move further. Okay, so any question from anyone? Sanvi sir, I think Sanvi sir left out. Okay, anyone having any question? So I think we should close this session. Okay, tie your seat belt and put gear number 2 and try to solve the assignment. Okay, bye bye, good night. Okay, bye bye, good night. Thank you for attending.